Hi, this is Jason Fielder with the March 7th edition of the Daily Forex Report. We're looking at the U.S. Japanese yen pair. This particular pair moved much higher on Friday. Overall, if you back out a little bit, we are moving sideways. Biased is sideways. Look for this pair to potentially go as high as 91.08, possibly as low as 88.43. Look for some resistance around 91.00 and look for some support around 89.75. Now looking at the Euro USD pair, this particular pair gapped up at the open, gapped up 14 pips at the open. Overall is moving sideways with a bias that is sideways, did close up during Friday's session. We are looking for this pair to continue moving sideways with a bias that is sideways. Look for it to potentially go as high as 136.91, possibly as low as 134.50. Look for some resistance around 136.50 and look for some support around 135.25. Okay, now the pound US dollar pair, this particular pair gapped down just a little bit, about 10 pips at the open. We are looking for this pair to continue moving sideways with a bias that is sideways. Look for it to potentially go as high as 152.46, possibly as low as 148.95. Look for some resistance around 152.05 and look for some support around 149.89. Okay, now the US Swiss, this particular pair gapped down at the open. We are looking for this pair to continue moving sideways with a bias that is sideways. Look for it to potentially go as high as 108.71, possibly as low as 106.87. Look for some resistance around 108.11 and look for some support around 107.11. Now, as far as news announcements goes, we have the Swiss releasing their unemployment rate for February at 1:45 a.m. Eastern Time. Consensus on that is that the unemployment rate has moved from 4.5% down to 4.4%. Which would be, of course, good news for the Swiss, especially if it comes out better than expected. Now, what am I looking for during this next session? If you go back to the U.S. Japanese yen pair on the day time frame, you notice that we had this extraordinarily large run up on Friday. It was actually, you can take a look at it, actually from the range total was 161 pips. Pretty large range for the U.S. Japanese yen pair. A decent range anyway, compared to the past few days. If you notice, we do have an area here that I've marked of previous support, and we have an area of previous resistance. So this area of support and resistance moving forward, we did gap up just a little bit on the U.S. Japanese yen pair. Odds are we're going to move lower at very least to fill the gap. However, if we get a pullback, I do believe that we'll zip through if we get a break of the 89.76, basically looking to go short at 75, down to the 89.48 area. Looking to exit at that point. It's about a 25 pip move, 28, somewhere in there. We can actually take a look at it. About 26, 27 pips. You should be able to pull out of that move about 25 pips if the market comes back this way. If it pulls back, you should be able to grab that little window there that has been created. We've gone through it during this session. We've gone through it during this session. Pretty quick. If you look historically, we've gone through it numerous times, and so you can see that over the past few sessions or several sessions, we've gone through that area 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, several times, and gone through it pretty quick. If you look back at Fridays on the lower time frames, you can see that we've zipped through that area really quick, and you can see there within one bar, and it's a great place basically to grab pips because it does go through it so quickly. Well, that pretty much wraps us up for today. So until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.